Good to go? Okay. All right, welcome to the Monday, July 27th, 2026 Tuftonboro Board of Selectmen's meeting. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Public input.
Hi,
Please state your name, address.
my name is Tovis Page, and we live down Eastwood Road, Cavian, 7 Cavian. And we were here because we thought we had an item on the agenda that didn't end up on the agenda, but we're trying to unmerge a lot that was merged involuntarily. And we're working with Norway Plains, and not quite sure why it didn't make the agenda. But
Okay.
It's something that the selectmen have to sign.
Yeah.
And I know Susan had that.
Yeah, I see the warranty deed. I see the application,
Right.
but I don't see anything for us to.
But there was paperwork
Sign.
that I saw that Susan had
Okay.
that selectmen have to sign that it will be unmerged. And then that gets recorded at the registry of deeds. So I just looked quick on the desk and I didn't see anything, so I don't know.
Yeah, Tony might know where it
It's
is.
years ago, when people owned adjacent properties for assessing purposes and tax purposes,
Mm-hmm.
they merged them, and so you get one bill instead of 5. And over the years, they've been, people want to sell 2 lots, so they just automatically, the assessor would automatically start assessing them as separate lots. And this one, for some reason, never got, and it was probably, to be truthful with you, it's probably because the deed is very, very old. There was lots of properties. It's kind of a complicated family, all
fair
kinds
enough.
so they just left, it's 2 lots, I think, at this point. I think it's 2 lots that get billed as 1, right?
It's 3.
3 lots. Okay.
I have
3
track
tracks.
1,
3
2,
tracks.
and 3.
Yes,
Right.
3 tracks.
And
Yes.
it's crosses a west little driveway,
Yeah.
lots
Yep.
of things.
Yep.
So my 2 cents worth is they due diligence. They've got plans done with Norway Plains that show all the land, and they need to move on with this. So if we can find the paperwork, I think the selectmen could sign it without.
Yeah, and even if we don't find the paperwork, I've signed it before. We could vote on signing it and just sign it another day. I could come in and sign it after the fact.
Because we do have a plan on file of what's there now with all the deed references.
As the tax assessor, do you see any reason not to?
No, I'm not the assessor, I'm just.
I mean, collector. I meant to say that. As the tax collector, do you see any reason not to?
No. I know they've been working, they've talked to me, everybody in the family just about has been in communication with me in the last year, and
Okay.
we've been trying to figure it out, and they hired a surveyor, Norway Plains, who is very familiar in Tuftonboro, to
Yep.
work on this for them, because
Okay.
there's one family member that would like to not be a owner anymore, or what a part of the, what are there,
Yeah.
four,
It's a 3.
3 families,
yeah.
and yeah.
One person wants that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so,
All right.
So Bob, would you like a motion? We can make
Sure.
a motion that once you have the paperwork, that you can execute on behalf of the board.
Sure. This is unusual to take action during public
I know.
input. I wouldn't normally take action during public input. I would try to find a way to. I'd try to find a way to squeeze it in under action items or something. But you make a good point. You're certainly welcome to make a motion.
So made.
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
No.
And the motion is, just for the record,
To authorize you to execute the paperwork when it surfaces, on behalf of the board.
Okay, you good with that? Okay. Since this is public input, does anybody have any comment or concerns?
I think there's an RSA about if it's been involuntarily merged that it. So in other words, it doesn't need to go before the planning board.
No, just
No,
let them have the authority to do
Yeah,
this.
yeah. So I was, yeah,
Yeah.
They
And,
just want to make it clean.
exactly. Yeah.
and precedent has been set many
Yeah.
times already. This is not the first time we've done this.
Yeah.
First time I've done it during public input, but you know,
Sorry about that.
that's
We
all,
didn't
that's,
know where to put it.
that's all right.
Yeah.
Motion's been made, seconded. All those in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
So, when we get the paper, we'll sign it and get it off to you.
Great.
All right.
We'll be in touch with you if we need help with finding it, although I don't know how we would help.
No, we'll take care of that.
Okay. Thank you
We'll take
so
care of
much.
that.
Have a good
Thank
night,
you very much.
everybody.
Yeah. Good night.
Bye.
Any further public input?
Yes, I have a couple of motions I'd like you to know. Max Ledoux.
Thank you.
Where do you live, Max?
Durgan Road. So I have a couple of items. One of them actually, it's great that Jim just walked in because a while back your crew dug out the culverts on my second driveway.
Yep.
And I'm hoping you could take a look. I was going to ask them to ask you to take a look at it because the rain is sort of washing out, coming like underneath pavement almost. So worried about the pavement maybe, breaking off on the edge of the
Yep.
road.
That wouldn't be good. We'll take care of it.
Yeah, cool, thanks. And then, what else?
Marlboro?
Marlboro. I did attend the zoning board meeting that was right after the last selectmen's meeting. And just to untangle some of the original application was actually for 500 attendees on the beginning of June. This is for the Castle in the Clouds is now seeking an exception for the Marlboro zoning board. It ballooned so that they can have high impact events, and it ballooned to 15,000, and now they've brought it down to 5,000, and they're claiming that they've reduced it, but that's actually going up from 500. And Bob may be aware of this, but the planning board was going to send our planning board was going to send a letter saying, well, once you decide what the plan is, we'd love to weigh in on it.
The selectmen,
We did send a letter.
You sent a letter which they received.
Selectman Dancy very, very articulately crafted a nice letter.
It was a nice letter.
And
yeah,
they-
and thank you for that.
And
Yeah.
they did receive
They
it?
did receive it.
Okay.
Yeah. But their plan the applicant's plan just keeps on changing. So there's another ZBA meeting on August 5th, which is a Wednesday at 7:00.
So I think that letter basically said that we weren't establishing any immediate concerns other than as the applications come through, talk to us.
Yeah.
Let us know if there's anything that may be of impact,
Yeah.
which I think was a great way to do it.
Yeah. I think it was a
Thank you
good
for
letter.
crafting that letter, by the way.
The issue is that the letter that they sent to Tufton Borough Selectmen and Planning Board said, well, we've just been getting temporary authorization. We want a permanent authorization. Nothing's going to change. Our events are all going to be the same. And then at the next meeting in Molten Borough, they were like, we want 15,000 people, which is totally different. So, that's what it is now.
Yeah.
But their claimed like, oh, we've pared it down is actually a vast increase. So, but we're Tufton Borough. What can we really do about it? But
No, but you're absolutely right. Events like that
Yeah.
could have an effect on traffic. I think that would be the biggest impact for us.
well, or if they're regularly holding events with 15,000 attendees, there are a whole lot of hotels that are going to get built in Tufton Borough, so that could be a pressure as well.
Dream on, dream.
You never know if it's allowed.
Airbnb, all that stuff.
Yep.
So
Thank you
and it's not necessarily good or bad. It's just a thing to be aware of.
Mhm.
So
And thank you for helping make us aware.
there was also a nice article about Steve in the Tufton Borough Times. So,
I haven't seen it.
yeah. Well, if you haven't read it, check it out.
No, I just didn't get it yet.
The copy's right out there on the table.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Max.
Anything else?
just have one quick thing. Bob Tev and Gary Shahames both have moved to Sugar Hill. Both of them were on many boards over the years, CBA, budget, conservation. I think it would be nice if the selectmen sent them a thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I've served with both of them.
So,
Good point.
Thank you. Anything else? All right, that being said, close public input. Approval of minutes. We have one non-public minute from July 13th. We have a work session minutes from June 25th. And Selectmen's meeting minutes from July 13th. The July 13th Selectmen's minutes I was not present for, so I want to make a motion that we approve no, I wasn't here for that one either. I'm going to make a motion that we approve the June 25th work session minutes.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. And
I'll
I'll
make
let
a
you.
motion that we approve the other two that you weren't here for.
I'll second, but I did have a discussion for that. On the July 13th, it was just, it says Selectman Dancy stated.
Is that the public or
The
non-public?
Public, yes. It's the second paragraph under public input. That I stated that following a prior borough meeting, the Tufton Borough Selectmen would reconsider the scale, of events involving approximately 4,000 attendees. We didn't decide that, that was the Molten Borough ZBA and Castle on the Cloud, so I just want to make sure that I didn't decide how many people would be attending at their events.
So what do you want to do? Strike that last sentence? Or
I
change it in any
It
way?
could say that their request went to consider the scale of the events, maybe the Molten Borough ZBA or the Castle, however we can clarify that. You said it wasn't us as Tufton Borough Select Board.
Well, I think if you want the correction, I think you need to clarify what you want it to say.
Okay, I can do that. You could say Selectman Dancy stated that following a prior Molten Borough meeting, the Castle in the Clouds would consider the scale of the events involving 4,000 attendees. Since they're the ones that decided it. And that's me.
Works for me.
Okay,
I'll make the change.
thank you, Ashley.
No problem.
All set? Any other changes?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And one abstention, because I was not here. And the non-public minutes, I assume that you want to seal these minutes?
Affirmative.
Would you like to include that in your motion?
I would like to move that we approve the non-public and seal the minutes.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And one abstention, because I was not here. Okay. Thank you. Next is appointments. Code officer is up next.
So in July, we had 6 new building permits, 1 new house, and I've done 41 inspections. So that's 387 to date, and 79 building permits to date, 15 new homes to date, and 16 certificates of occupancy to date.
Okay. Can I ask you a question about the police station?
Yep.
In order to save a few dollars, we're considering not doing the retention pond off of the parking lot. And
Right.
do you have any
The
problem
stone
with that?
swale, no, that'll work.
Okay. And if it's determined later on that we need it, we can always put it in after the fact.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That being said, I'm going to make a motion that we sign the waiver retention for the retention pond at the police station for our contractor.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. And I'll sign this on behalf of the Selectmen. I know it has your name
Yeah.
here, but we'll change it. All right.
I have one, Bob.
Okay.
And the couple items that we talked about at the non-public about the selling stuff is ordered, and I got your hand on it. It's all cleaned up, looks brand spanking new. So
Good. Good. That was
so
in good
that'll be
shape.
taken care of this week. Actually, some of the stuff's coming this week and one thing next week. So we'll take care of that part of it.
Excellent. So we're in good shape there.
I see the flagpole's up.
Yep.
Is that where it was supposed to be located?
Yeah,
Is that
right.
where Scott knew it was going to be?
Scott didn't care where it was going to be.
Because he has to run a line. To
Yeah.
it, that's all.
Yeah.
I thought he was coming from the meter socket
He
on the
can,
other side of
but he
it.
can also come from the lighting, that one that's around the
Okay.
corner.
Right.
Either one, and it's
Yeah.
included in his contract. So
All right.
it's not an extra payment.
Yep.
So Jack, inquiring minds want to know what's going on across the street.
You see it.
It's
It's a parking area.
it's a residential area, isn't it?
It's a parking lot on her property. That's all.
Okay.
She got a driveway permit from the road agent and she put a parking area in. That's all I know.
Okay.
That's all we need to know. I think. Good. All right. Anything else for us?
That's it.
You guys good with Jack? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank
Next is road agent.
Hello.
Right.
Okay. While we're on that topic of next door, it's been brought to my attention that there used to be a culvert that crossed the street there and drained the water from the right side to the left side, which there was a pond there, which dry now, but I remember the pond there many years ago. I don't see remnants of the culvert. We looked, but I did talk to Bill Stockman, and he said he remembers it very clearly. So I'm thinking it would be okay to put it back.
How'd it go away?
I think it just got buried or whatever over time, and I don't know. We never really needed it, I guess, until the disturbance of the land. It packed it down, and the water doesn't seep in like it used to.
You could also reach out to Reg Colby or even Bill Rollins. They might know some history of what happened to it.
Nonetheless, I think we need to put a new one back in.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that I'm okay with you guys to do that.
Well, I think we would act on your recommendation.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think we need
And,
it
and
because
if you had
it's
money
been
in your
flooding.
budget for it,
Yeah, we don't have that.
Oh, well.
then that's a problem.
Okay.
Answers that question.
Yeah.
You need permission from the guy that lives across the street, because it'll put water in this.
And I remember
Backyard.
his yard. I've seen his yard pond up in the heavy
Right.
rain.
Yeah, I remember.
So to
very much.
add water to it, he might be opening up a can of worms here.
Yeah, I don't know what it'll do exactly, but you're right. He does get water from further up the development already.
Yeah, and if you're going to add to it, that could be a problem. That may be something that you can't.
Culvert is there. We just can't find it.
Well, what I'm suggesting is that if there's a known problem there and you want to replace a culvert, it might need to be engineered.
I wouldn't think so. Just put a standard 15-inch culvert across there. I think would do this everything we needed to do.
I'd be very careful about opening up a can of worms,
Okay. Well, that's why I'm asking.
especially if you don't have money for it.
Yep. Makes it easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, we've gone this far.
Okay.
This many years. I don't see why you can't go another.
Excellent. Yep, I agree with that.
Let's run this through the process.
Excellent. Okay. Other projects we've been working on, we've constantly been monitoring the culverts due to the increase in beaver problems. And lots of time has been spent on prep work for Harvest Lane and New Road. Over 100 rocks have been cut out and removed out from underneath the old pavement. And one of the catch basins on Harvest had structural problems, which we removed it and built a new one. We had a few small washouts around town, which we repaired, and we added check dams with erosion stone and straw wattles as needed. We cleaned up from a windstorm that hit part of town. We've had to clean sand off the roads after heavy rain several times. We've been sumping out culvert ends and cleaning out ditch lines. We repaired the side of Melvin Wharf where the ice pushed over a piling and allowed the wood retaining wall to fail. Paving project is well underway. I talked to him before coming in here. He thinks he'll be here, obviously weather pending, but Wednesday and Thursday we're on the schedule for that. He doesn't think the weather's going to allow him to do all of it this week, but hopefully Sodom was the most important one.
Did you have that discussion with them about the extended footage that they did?
Nope.
But you will.
I haven't really talked to him, but yeah.
Before
You
they
mean where Sodom went on beyond due?
Yeah, they went a little further than they were supposed to.
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure that we don't get charged for it.
Oh, yeah, no, we have a contract. I don't think they can, so I
Okay.
think we're good there.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I talked to Josh Shaman, and he's planning to start the project of the highway garage around the first week of September.
Okay.
That's
All right. We had a resident give us a notification about a month ago about driveway in 10 Deer Path Lane. What's
Yes,
the story with that? Nobody's heard an answer.
we did. I had my guys on my own time, not the town time. We went and we scraped it out for them and gave it the shape that it needed, so it doesn't pitch water onto the road anymore.
Okay. So that was done at your expense, not the town's expense?
Correct. Yep. He said he'd pay me for it, but I haven't billed him yet. I wanted to make sure everything was good before I bill him for anything.
Okay. So the complaint is it's no longer an issue.
Correct.
Okay.
It's been taken care of.
All right. I don't have anything else. You guys?
I don't think I do either.
I think the only thing is with the highway garage, how are we gonna manage that? And maybe that's a conversation that we have to just make sure that we're on task and within budget as we go through this project.
The way I understood it, Josh has awarded the project and he's good to go. So
We have one person to talk to.
Okay.
Josh.
So just,
Okay.
great.
he'll do a good job, I'm sure.
Usually does.
Yep.
Anything else?
I'm good.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.
Police update?
Thanks, Jim.
Hey there.
Hey, Chief. You happy with the flagpole?
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I saw him Saturday afternoon, turning around and putting it up, and they even put the icing on the cake to say they had a flag to go on it. So that was even better. So yeah, so it's kind of cool. I think it's going to look good there. So yeah, I do. Yep. Absolutely. All right. As far as my update goes, we had 5 call-outs for the month of June. The only training that took place was Administrative French did her cybersecurity training for this year through Lakes Region Computer. Community policing stats are up. Directed patrols are down just a little bit. Citations are down. Accidents are down by a few. Arrests are down by a few. Felonies have increased substantially this year. Incidents are at par. And then our calls for service are up a little bit. Any questions on those before we?
No.
Or-
No.
Okay.
All right. Finish your report.
Okay,
I do have
all right.
something I want to say. But
Okay. All right. So, I just want to let you guys know if you don't already, and I think you do. June 25th, we had a crash at the Four Corners that Tuftonboro Fire and Police went to. And there was a situation where 2 cars were involved. One was stopped at the stop sign on Ledge Hill Road and proceeded into Mountain Road in front of a vehicle that was heading west or downhill. So we have a failure to yield issue there. July 4th activity, just a couple parking complaints down in Governor Wentworth Highway, and we put citations on those. And we had a few noise complaints. That is a normal thing for us to do. If things start to tick into the wee hours of the night, usually we'll get a call, even though it is the 4th of July and people are celebrating. On July 13th, that was Officer Emerson's last day working for us. I wanted to thank him for doing a great job while he was here. And he has gone to the county attorney's office. They have a special investigator that follows up on felony cases in that agency. And I think he's going to be right in his niche doing that, because that's where he really excelled for us. And I think he really enjoys it the most. As a side note, that puts us down 50% of our personnel is gone. And we have been using the sheriff's office to help us supplement coverage with calls for some of the shifts that we have vacant. I have had a few certified officers reach out to me to kind of obtain pay and benefits information, shift work, that kind of deal. And I have given them the information. I have not had any of them except for one come back to me at this point. And what I'll do is, and I didn't do it and attach it to your email, but I have a draft of what I would like to put out there in the public to try to see if we can get some candidates in, and I'll hand them to you guys. If you guys could if I could ask you guys to look over those, and if you have any ideas or anything like that, if you could email me or give me a thumbs up at whenever I'd like to get that out.
Happy to. Send them through Audrey, please. And,
Okay.
And then she'll distribute them to us.
Okay, will do.
Thank you.
All right. And then on July 17th, we had another crash at the Four Corners. This was 2 vehicles involved. One was on Mountain Road westbound coming down the hill into the intersection. Another vehicle coming out of Ledge Hill Road failed to yield to the Mountain Road again. I went all around that intersection while I was waiting for the wrecker, and I did ask Jim to go take a look. I'm trying to think about ways to try to reduce the crashes there. I mean, now we're talking 2 in 5 weeks here. Usually we're good for 2, maybe 3 for the whole year. Right.
Well, we haven't had any for a couple of months, so maybe we're just catching up.
Yeah, don't knock on wood. Don't say that. The only thing that I noticed that I brought up to Jim to have him take a look at is Ledge Hill Road. When you come up to the intersection, that stop sign is, I'm guessing, about 5 feet off of the edge of the pavement. Mm-hmm. And it's set back from the road enough that I inquired with him, could we move that stop sign a little bit closer out to the pavement edge? And it is all still back far enough that I think with trailers attached to vehicles, they can still make the corner. I do want to say both of these crashes, either through statements of occupants, driver, and witnesses, a stop sign violation was not the cause. They stopped at the stop sign. They proceeded into the intersection and failed to yield. The other option is I can tell you that this last crash, the vehicle coming down Mountain Road was silver. I don't know. I know from experience on patrol, silver cars, depending on the light, the ambient light can blend in with pavement if it's worn and it's not black pavement. So I'm not really sure why, when you look up to the right, vehicles are being missed. I don't have an answer.
Did you read the traffic report that we got from the
Yes.
highway department?
Yes.
They attribute a lot of that to the house,
Okay.
because you have to you have to sneak out. Even though you stop here, you still have to sneak out to look past that house.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I do feel there's no snowbank there this time of year. There's no vehicles parked in that driveway, so I think that helps a little. But I do understand your point with that house being right close to the road like that. nobody drives like me. Maybe that's a good thing. But when I am at that intersection pulling out, I always clear my left lane first because it's the closest lane to me, and I nose out. But that's not everybody. I can understand that as long as they try to do it safely. Yeah, I don't know what we might be able to do.
So,
Is that house empty?
yeah,
The rest, Jackie, you probably know the rest of the property. This is outlandish, but let's just say if the town bought the house, tore it down, cleared the lot, would the lot be saleable at some?
The
As long
lot
as-
is a long skinny lot. It crosses over the driveway that's way down. Goes all the way to Schoolhouse Road, that lot. It's just
Oh,
a
wow.
skinny lot. It's not very deep. It's only as deep as that house is. It's only as wide as that
That
house
wide
is.
the house.
I
The boundary line's about 2 feet from the end of that house.
would hope that if that ever materialized, and I have the same thought that you do, that the people who bought the shop that was converted, would be interested in purchasing it.
Yeah.
That would be my hope. But yeah, so that's going to segue into a couple of things. Selectman Dancy has a question, concern, proposal, as do I.
Okay.
So if you want to go ahead
Sure.
and talk about yours.
I was just looking at something that potentially wouldn't cost the town a lot of money that we can implement this year. I know there's warrant article potential for other solutions, but some intersections have leading up to it where they've got the white line at the stop sign and then the word stop or stop ahead leading into it. It sounds like maybe this wasn't the case. They had stopped and just didn't see the vehicle, but potentially that could give them an idea. This is a place where I need to pay more attention on both Ledge Hill and Durgan Road, having those words written on the pavement leading up. And I think there's some sort of reflective painting they could use or paint or material.
Yeah, we can do it with regular paint, like we have for about $400.
Right, that was the one that
To
I
do it
think
with the
would
reflective
be
paint is about
doable
$3,500.
this year.
My question is this, Jamie, aren't most of these the result of people coming up Durgan? They're not coming,
Ledge Hill.
I'm sorry, coming up Ledge Hill.
We do have some on occasion that are Durgan coming out into the intersection, but I'm going to go out on a limb as a non-betting man and say the majority of the investigations I'm doing is Ledge Hill.
Okay.
Because on Durgan, you can see past the old Dow house up a good ways when you
Yes.
come to the stop sign. There is a tree and a bush, I think, further down that DOT study noticed as a possible hindrance.
Is that the one they just cut down, Max?
They cut the shrub around the house. I think they're gonna sell the house, but that bush that you're talking about is still there.
Okay.
Down the road.
Okay.
Right.
And my understanding, I could be wrong. My understanding is I think that's going to be a property owner issue and not in the right
Yeah,
of
we
way,
have to
but I
have
could be
permission.
wrong.
We would do it for him, but we'd have
Yeah.
to ask
It's a
permission.
state road too.
So majority of the time it's coming out of Ledge Hill.
And from what you mentioned earlier, is it generally the fact that people come to a stop and then ooch forward and get hit by after they've stopped?
We have had some occasions, and I think it was mainly before the lighted stop signs that people have gone through the stop sign, and they're usually the people that are not from here, and they came up to it and just sailed right across. I would say that my gut feeling is that the people stopping are stopping because they're seeing that flashing stop sign more. Otherwise, I mean, if it wasn't for witnesses that have, witnessed that they did see a vehicle stop and then proceed into the intersection, I'd be very leery about coming to you guys and saying, somebody stopped at it, stop sign, or did not without some basis to hang my hat on, right? So, but that's just been the last few that I can recall.
I like your suggestion of moving the stop sign closer to the road.
The Durgan Road side is fairly close. Jim did bring up the fact that it does cause a snow removal hindrance when they're that close to the road because they had to kind of go out and around that stop sign. But I mean, that's got to be 2.5 feet from the pavement. I think it is definitely way closer. My thought is, I think stop lines, like you suggested, I think would be good. Maybe some type of a LED yellow flashing sign on both sides of 171 saying dangerous intersection ahead or something.
So that's where I'm going.
Didn't mean to steal your
No,
thunder.
no, not
Yeah.
at all, not at all. It just reinforces it. Thank you. Part of that traffic study, which is on, it's on our website, I hope, right? For people to look at if they want.
I believe it is.
I think it is too. But anyways, if it's not, it should be. That traffic study gave us a couple of recommendations. One of them was a 4-way stop sign, which I think the majority of the people think that would not be a good idea at that intersection. But they did entertain the thought of a blinking red, blinking yellow, which is what I want to pursue. I haven't taken it to the full Board of Selectmen yet to see if this is a warrant article that we're going to propose in March. But I am going to bring it to the Selectmen to see if we can do that. I'm in the process of trying to solicit pricing right now for a blinking red and blinking yellow light overhead the center of that intersection. The state didn't seem to have a problem with it. They just didn't want to pay for it. And they said that we could do it if we did it at our own expense. How do you feel about that?
Just put him on the spot.
Well, all right, let me.
But his suggestion was not that. As I understood
But
it,
it's
your
well-
suggestion was like a blinking, some kind of yellow blinking, something like the red blinking stop signs, only outbound.
That was what I just suggested. Years ago, when we were having a discussion about this and Chief Shigori was chief, I suggested putting a telephone pole diagonally across the road at the intersection of Durgan and Mountain Road, running a line, putting up a 4-way blinking there, and you can take the power off the telephone pole that's right there at the Mitchell house. The Mitchell? Morrow, sorry. And I don't think that probably ever came to the current board, or it was kind of just dismissed at the time, and then things went status quo, and then at some point in time we had the LED flashing stop signs come into play. So I think the key is going to be is we are never going to be able to combat human behavior successfully to a number that I would like to see where, we're correcting it 100%. I don't think we'll ever get there, but maybe some type of a warning on Mountain Road to just kind of help. I think somehow, whether it's a 4-way blinking, whether it's just a couple on either end, something to kind of let the Mountain Road people know that we've got a blind intersection coming up.
Something is better than nothing.
Yeah. Other than that, I hate to say it, but talking with the fire chief, and I'll throw him under the bus without him being here, is the fact that we sat back the other day when I told him I was bringing up these crashes, and he goes, maybe we need a 4-way stop. And I hate to say that. I'm not suggesting it yet, but I have people that are living in the neighborhood that are complaining about speeders. And I have this issue with the crashes at the Four Corners. Theoretically, and I can't speak for all people are going to have to slow down to stop at that intersection and then get going. I think that you might get better results with speeders and with crashes with 4-way stop, but you will have an increase in noise.
Absolutely.
And I think that was the concern when we had our public meetings, was the noise of acceleration and braking, especially with the number of trucks going through Mountain Road. That was the big issue with some concerned people in the neighborhood there. And I agree with them. That was a concern of mine as well. So there's I think a lot of different things, maybe looking at the smaller lights, the smaller flashing lights, the stop lines,
all three,
kind of put all those up. And then if it really doesn't, maybe we need to revisit the table with the public's input to see exactly we've tried these things, either they're
Well,
working or they're
we
not.
did get public input already.
Right.
We did solicit opinion. And, but the thing is with those, with the blinking red and blinking yellow lights, if we decide to go with a four-way stop sign, all we have to do is change the amber lenses to red lenses.
Sure.
And that'll,
Sure.
be, an accompaniment to the stop signs.
Is there is there a sign like the stop signs with the blinking lights for caution, or basically something that alerts them to the dangerous intersection?
There is some type of a intersection sign that's yellow caution on either side on Mountain Road. I got to be honest with you, I can't recall if it has an amber light on it or not.
I'm thinking of something
but-
just like the stop signs with the blinking LEDs.
There's nothing there now like
No,
that. But
is there something available?
I think there's companies that make them.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
there must be.
The same one, probably the same company that made our blinking stop sign.
yeah,
They do crosswalks,
Mhm.
without seeing it with my own eyes.
Of course, now
but
the guys
I'd
going
have
on
to say
Mountain
yes.
Road aren't really the reason that you have these crashes.
I think it was brought up at this public meeting that, you know, there are some people in the neighborhood that have been concerned and duly so about the speeds on Mountain Road. And it's very easy to say the crash is caused by the speeders, and it is just not the case.
Right, that's my point.
You can do 25 miles an hour through that intersection and be in a crash, and you can do 50 through that intersection and be in the crash if people fail to yield and come out in front of you or into you. It's just the fact of the beast of the causation level of the crash is the last known incident. If there are people that see a vehicle and then they want to scoot across ahead of time and they misjudge that vehicle speed, that's on them, right? I mean, but them again going through it, not yielding to the other vehicle, they are at cause for the crash. It's not the speed. And that makes it difficult. And I don't want to offend anybody that lives in that neighborhood, because I do think they have a viable complaint. You know, it's just, this is the causation for this scene most of the time. This intersection.
Do the red blinking lights, I'm just trying to picture it in my mind, do they say opposing traffic does not stop
Yes.
anywhere? Okay.
Sorry for
They did.
Yeah.
no, thank you, I was
Yep.
trying to picture.
Yeah, there's a little placard at the bottom of the intersection that says, yep. Just make sure your eyesight's good to read it before you get through the intersection. But I mean, you know, yeah, no, it's kind of, to me, it's kind of small and a lot of words to read as you go by,
Yeah.
but it's a good
You're
effort.
almost stopped, so
Yeah,
they
you're
should
supposed to
be
be
able
set.
Yeah.
With information.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think on both Ledge Hill and Durgan, that the telephone poles are also a visibility issue. There's one right there, right next to the stop sign on Ledge Hill when you're looking right up the hill. And on the opposite way, there's one that's sort of around the corner a bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ways. Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know what could be done about that, but they do get in the way. I go through that intersection every day.
Yeah,
As do
absolutely.
I.
And I've had where I'm coming down the hill and I'm gonna turn right, and there's a car on Durgan, and they just pull out right in front of me. That happened all the time.
Mhm.
And it's like, well, you know, you can't assume just because I have my
That's right.
blinker on
That's right.
Right,
that I'm gonna turn.
right.
So, but like,
I've almost been hit a couple of times at that
Yeah.
intersection. I get it. What disturbed me about that report though, that we got from DOT, is the only statistics that they posted were reportable statistics, the
Yeah.
actual accidents.
Right.
No near misses or near hits
yeah,
are ever reported because they're not documented.
right.
And how many of those happen? Your guess is as good as mine, but I'm sure just as many.
Dozens of times.
Yeah, absolutely.
And last thing I promise, but it's just, you know, the grace of God that somebody hasn't died there
Right,
recently.
Right. Right. Yeah, I think it just goes to show, not that this is every case or it's exclusive, but I do think that a majority of the motoring public, maybe 60-80% probably are going somewhat close to the stop at speed. You know, I think if people were coming through at 55 or 60 and they were in an accident, you would see more serious injury, more serious damage to the vehicles. And there have been some that have been injured there. So I don't want to just automatically lump it all in, but you're right. It's been a hard thing. Been a hard thing. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we'll just continue to have discussions and try to see if maybe there's some more safeguards that we can put up and cross our fingers. And I think it'll be a matter of time to ascertain whether those things work possibly.
So as far as the stripes, the short money, we can do that.
Okay.
We can do that if we want to. You don't have a problem with that? Any reason why not?
No.
That's me.
That's you.
Trouble, the first thing.
But the power went out. I do.
Pretty good attention.
I do not have a problem with the stop lines. We used to have them on quite a few roads in town, and I do think a while back don't quote me, that may have been pulled out of Jim's budget at one point. But I do think that it would be a visibility issue to have a white line there to kind of help with the sign. Definitely. Yeah.
Not a visibility issue, but
Aid.
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah. Yep. I'd agree. Yep. Absolutely.
All right.
And then the only last thing that I wanted to say was, thanks to Max's Facebook page, everybody has been talking about an incident that we had here today. I wanted to let you know that there has been a joint investigation with some outside agencies and Tufton Borough Police. There was a operation that took place in the neighborhood here. I can't comment on anything other than I do know it has been brought to my attention that some people on his forum said something about a safety of others around. I could tell you that there was a Tufton Borough representative there the whole time, as well as myself. There were precautions put in place by other agencies and ours, but at no point in time was anybody outside of the people involved in harm's way at whatever case. So I wanted to make sure that I said that publicly here tonight.
Thank you.
If there is a possibility working with these other agencies, I am able to say anything further. You guys will be the first to know. And I certainly will share it with Max and see if I can solicit him to put some information out there as well. Okay.
Is that what the gathering was for at the Sheriff's Department this morning? A bunch of plainclothes people?
Yes, most likely.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
have one question for Jamie. How are we doing with the agreement for ICE? Is that done? Or?
I actually had a visit from the immigration agent in charge for New Hampshire just maybe about 3 weeks ago. Was great timing because I had questions and he showed up unannounced at my agency. He was going to go around to other agencies to solicit other agencies to join. Quite frankly, there's an attorney that works for that agency that deals with all the contracts, agreements, all that good stuff that sent me paperwork. I did start to review it. But the bottom line is I think we are closer than we ever have to coming to a decision. It's just being short-staffed. I'm running 5 shifts of patrol.
Right.
So as soon as I get a minute and be able to call that attorney that works for them and ask a few more questions, I will be prepared to approach you again.
Okay.
Very good. Okay. All right. Anything else for the chief?
Do we have a conversation with Chief? I know we have an appointment at 5:30. That leaves us.
Did you mean non-public? Yeah, we can't. Well, we have an appointment. We have 8 minutes. If you want to do that. You want to have non-public with the chief?
Yes.
I'll defer to you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going to try to make this as brief as possible because I know you all you have an appointment at 5:30. So We have to make a non-public, have a non-public meeting, and I'm gonna ask you all to wait out in the hallway. So I'm gonna make a motion that we go into non-public under RSA 91A, well,
State reputation. And
that'll be A.
compensation. A. 91A3, no. Just, which one is the compensation?
I think that's
It's one of the first.
A or B.
That's specifically. Alright, that's the link.
C is reputation. A is dismissal,
Okay.
promotion, or compensation.
So 91A3 2A.
A. Okay. Motion's been made.
Second,
Yes.
Renzo, yes.
Okay. All right, we're gonna come out of non-public, 5:35. I'm gonna make that motion.
Second.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right.
Only a few minutes behind,
Do we have,
but the rest part is.
her information? Yeah,
You put them all up.
I think so.
This one isn't big enough, should have it up the town.
Standing room only.
Hi there. How are you?
Where you want it?
It's you.
I'm gonna sit right here.
All right.
Yeah.
No, go block it for you.
I don't mind somebody sitting.
Hey, Robin, I promise I won't turn the lights on again.
Okay. Don't make promises you can't keep.
No, I know.
There.
So, Mr. Chairman,
One more chair
I'd
up
like to
here.
move that we seal the non-public minutes as well.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Oh, there's one there.
Got that, Ashley?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dan.
All right. Sorry we had to keep you out a couple minutes. This is our tax rate appointment. You people have some questions. Questions and concerns.
Is this the first time you've heard anything about this?
Well, directly in this office, yes.
Oh, wow.
But indirectly, I've heard it all over the place. Everybody got their tax bills this year, and there were some eyebrows raised.
Some.
No.
It was a
So, I'm going to ask that whoever speaks, state your name and address, okay, for the record, and try to keep your statements. So we got so many people, and I'm sure that many of you want to speak. Try to keep it to 3 minutes for the first round, and once everybody's done speaking the first time, you want to speak again, you get second rounds. But let's try to keep it to 3 minutes, just to try to keep things moving along. So, who wants to go first? Okay. Come on up. Do you want to speak there, or do you want to come up to the table?
If I can say here.
That's
Well,
fine. That's
okay.
fine.
My name's Brian Cranston. Excuse me. My name's Brian Cranston. I live at 5 Abbott Drive in Tuftonboro.
Thank you.
We moved to Tuftonboro about 30 years ago, and we found a house that we liked, that we could afford, and the taxes were low. And we bought it. And we've been happy here ever since. We like the town. Glasses. But I'd also like to thank you guys for meeting with us, because I'm a non-resident and I can't vote here on any of the issues. So I thought this was a nice gesture to be able to come and talk to you about this issue, okay? A lot has changed since we bought our place. The real estate has skyrocketed, and so have the taxes, okay? 2025, I thought, was particularly a noteworthy year because there was a huge increase in our taxes, and our assessments also went up quite substantially, okay? My assessment went up 31%. I understand why that happened because assessments are somewhat a function of the market demand. And when property is hot, prices are going to go up. Okay. My taxes went up 31%. And that's what I don't understand. 31% is a huge, huge number. And I can't sustain a 31% increase in taxes for very long. And then we'd have to move out. And probably most people feel that way. So that's really why I'm here, is I'm hoping that this was an anomaly, and I'm hoping to get the reason why the tax went up so high, so much, okay? And that's what I have to say now. I have some questions, but I'll let second round.
Okay,
Thank you.
anybody else?
I'll speak. My name's Janice Williams. I live at 41 Tufton Borough Neck Road. I also am the trustee of 39 Tufton Borough Neck Road. And I filed an abatement, and I thank you for sending the assessor over and listening to my concerns. I didn't file an abatement for 39, but 37 did. For some of the same reasons, I probably should have filed for an abatement as well, but I found the process a little overwhelming at the time and didn't do it. But the basin is in a unique situation. It is not big lake water. There's a lot of weeds, mud. The jet skis have been in there all weekend. You can't even see the bottom right now. We have turtles, we have snakes, we have all kinds of wildlife. It gets smelly right now because we haven't had any rain, so it's sort of stinky. The water level changes. Last year we had to pull out before Labor Day because we were hitting rock bottom. So the access to the basin is limited. And I did get an abatement, but my neighbor also got an abatement, and I had the same concerns with 39. I probably should have filed. But I'm sure everybody in the basin has the same situations we do as far as water quality, access, water level. And I think if it's good for one, it should be good for the entire basin. So I'm just sort of speaking on behalf of them that I paid $280,000 8 years ago for my property. The property has not changed. I put a nice house on it, and you've taxed me for the house. But that $280,000 property in 8 years is now $1 million. That's a lot of increase. That's over 300%. So I'm just saying that to get a over $3,000 increase in my taxes this year was crazy.
And I'm not saying this to be a wise ass, but your net value just went up.
I'm not selling. I don't care what it's
Your
worth.
net value went up along with it.
Yeah,
But anyways, go ahead.
but it's nice if you think I got $1 million house or a $1.8 million house. I don't care. I have a swamp. I can't even swim in my property. I swim in the other property because it's nothing but weeds and snakes and turtles, and it's gross. And you can't even sit in the bottom in muck. So I'm just saying that the basin is a different breed than outside that culvert.
Yeah.
So just wanted to bring that to the
No,
attention for
thank you.
all the people in the basin.
Thank you.
I just think
Name and address.
Oh, sorry, Diane Quimby, 26 Tufton Borough Neck. I think that the question that I have, the biggest question is why the tax rate didn't go down more this time. I understand the assessments because everything went crazy. The real estate went crazy around here. We were like shaking our heads. I mean, we understand that. But why didn't the rate go down more?
It did go down.
Well, it did go down.
It
Her
did go
question was
down, but it went down
not
like
more.
19%. Everybody's went up at least 30%.
Yeah, it went. I think it went down. I think it went down 16%.
Okay.
Everybody went up 30%, 31%, and the tax rate went down 16%.
Why
So
did
you're
it
at
go
a
down
you're at like a
more?
14-15% net.
In the past, it always went down more because I can remember every time we had a new assessment, we were like, oh God, but this time it just didn't go down.
We send all of this information, your property values, everything off to DRA. We send our town budget,
Yeah.
including the warrant, the operating budget and the warrant articles off to DRA. And they're the ones that set the tax rate based on all that information, which includes, what we pay the school, the state taxes, everything, state and county taxes. That formula is what brought your tax rate down, but your property values went up higher than the tax rate went down.
And do you know why?
And,
What
that's-
went up so high that
the-
the rate
the-
had to
the-
stay up?
That's market driven. We have nothing to do with property values.
No, I'm not talking about the values, I'm talking about the tax rate. Why did the state not lower it more? They obviously had a reason, something caused it to not go down.
We spent too much money.
Yeah, that's essentially it.
What did we spend it on?
That's
I
the
didn't know we
economy.
had any huge expenses.
The our budget went up. I think I'm not going to say a number, but our town budget went up a small amount. School taxes went up. State budget went up. Everything went up, and that's what drives the tax rate, along with valuations. Our budget is tight. It's very, very tight. Over the last, I'm going to say the last 3 years, we've had a budget committee that has gone over our budget that we present to the budget committee, which present to you. It's been looked over with a fine-tooth comb. The budget committee has been very, very thorough. So I assure you that there's really not much low-hanging fruit that the town has. We spend what we have.
I'd still like
And
to
it's-
know exactly what went up so much that the rate didn't go down.
Well, all the math, it's in the town report.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
The
I've read it pretty much.
all the math that you're looking for is in the town report.
And I understand a lot of it is a school too. I do understand that.
Yeah.
In fact, Brian and I were talking about that. We were wondering if you could tell us, like, per student, what does it cost us, the town of Tuftonboro?
I don't know offhand. I'm sure I could look it up, but I don't know offhand.
The problem is that you go through, I read this thing 5 times,
Yeah.
and the problem is you can't tell what the expenses were in 24. There was no reference to that here.
24 town report, or 25 town report.
It's 25 and 26.
Yeah.
That doesn't tell you why they went up so much, because the reason they went up so much was because 24 was here, 25 was there. There's a big difference. That's where the expenses came from, and I'm trying to figure that out. But
It's all. I can only refer you to the town report.
I
It's
read
got all the math in it.
I read it 10 times. Your town tax didn't go up that much. I mean, your town budget didn't go up that much.
Right.
It was pretty flat.
Well, I wouldn't say flat. We did go up.
Yeah.
We
but
try to keep it. We try to keep it around 5% or less.
So did you go up
That's
5%,
what I'm
do you
talking
think?
about. I don't remember the exact
It
number.
might have been, might have went up 7%. but I'm not-
County and the
Yeah.
state and the.
It wasn't bad.
I just don't want to throw out a number that I don't
Oh, do you
know.
think it's more the school then that kept up?
It's everything.
It's a
I don't want to point any fingers at anyone, but you pay a lot of money to your school,
Yeah, I know you do.
and the state taxes we pay a lot of money to as well.
Right, this state education.
And the county's a small portion. That went
Yes.
up a couple of cents.
Yeah.
We went up a certain percentage. I forget what the
Are
percentage
you
was.
receiving less funding? I don't know what you get funding for, but
Yeah, Audrey would answer that question better. Audrey's not in here, is she? No, I see her.
Do you want me to get it?
No.
No, not necessary. We do get some funding back. We do get some grants, but those are all publicly noticed. Anytime we get a grant, that's all publicly noticed. And it's all part of the budget process. So to answer your question, basically, you're asking why. And all we can do when we create a budget is review expenses and revenue and put those numbers together and come up with a budget. Why the expenses go up, it's typically just market driven. Yes, we spend money in warrant articles. We buy fire engines. We do, dock repairs. We spend money in warrant articles. We try to keep that at a minimum as well.
But if the expenses didn't go up significantly, why did the assessments go up? Or the taxes have to go up significantly?
That goes back to property values.
No, let's stop there. The property value.
say your name.
I'm sorry, I'm Tom Pan, I live at 30 Tufton Burnack. Doesn't matter what we assess the house for, the two are gonna come together. we spend money and then we go assess house and assign a rate based on that assessment. So we could assess it for half as much or twice as much. The rate's gonna go double or single. The problem you're saying, we didn't go up that much in spending. Our budget didn't change that much. We didn't spend that much more, but we got all hit with a 35% tax increase. And you're telling me we didn't spend 35% more. Where's the extra money?
In your evaluations, we were,
Skip the valuation. This
well,
doesn't
you can't skip it.
Well,
That's-
if your
that's-
expenses don't go up,
that's
then
part of
why
the
did your
equation.
income have to go up?
My house went from 2 million
Yeah.
to 3 million in 1 year. That's 50%. The tax rate changed. But if you left it at 2 million, instead of paying this rate, I'm gonna pay more rate. So it doesn't matter what you do. The whole point here, and I don't wanna speak for everyone, but I'm here. You tell me we didn't spend that much more money. 5%, 6%, this there, a little here.
Whatever the number is.
We went up 30%.
Overvalued.
In dollars, because the valuation doesn't matter. None of us are selling unless we have to.
Mhm.
That doesn't matter. 30% when you're telling me we only went up 5% on our budget. Where's the other 25%? That's what we want to know.
You say you can't use that number. That 30% valuation is the driving point.
My
It is the
valuation
dri-
went up 50%.
Well, whatever it is,
My
whatever
dollars
your
in
percentage,
taxes, I write a check to Tufton Borough too, went up over 30%.
whatever your valuation is, and that's, we don't establish valuation, the assessor does. And that's why we have an assessor, and that's state driven. We were at 70% market value. We're required by law to revalue.
assessor here.
Well,
Huh?
there's a lot of people in this town that their taxes went down last year.
There were?
Really?
So now we're subsidizing.
I'm sorry that the majority of the people who went up live on the lake, and that's market driven. My taxes stayed the same.
So-
A lot of people I know, their taxes went
Well,
down,
then that answers the question. Other people's went down and ours
but
went
their
up.
values went up.
It doesn't
But the tax rate is based on the whole town, not,
Well, if their value, if their assessment was.
So your assessment stayed the same,
no,
It didn't
my
go higher?
assessment way up, but the
Way
tax
up.
rate went down.
but you're saying,
So $100 difference.
At the end of the day,
But
dollars
the
spent on the
tax rate
tax.
went down.
You can tell me my house is worth $8 billion and charge me 1/10 of 1% and get the same number. And that's all they do. Once you give them the number you guys spend, they take an assessment and put a number to it to make sure we raise that much money. That's how this game works. You tell me, that's a real answer though. We're subsidizing people in Tufton Borough living on the lake.
Why should we? Why isn't it all equal?
That's,
Because that's the
that's
market.
how the state
No,
DRA
I
does
feel
it.
overvaluated. I don't see the
Bend over
assessor
rich
go up.
people's the market.
But it's not,
What they're buying,
but you're,
what they're paying.
it's not us, it's not the town that's doing this. We're just the facilitators. We take your money and send it to the state.
Is the assessor, how does the assessor know about like the quality of the basin or this, is the assessor?
You have an appeal period after the tax bills go
Yeah.
out.
yes,
And that is your window of opportunity to come in and argue this. To come to us, all we can do is answer questions.
Well, you save a few $1,000.
Or try to answer-
You go through
try to
everything
answer
and you
questions.
save a few $1,000 if you're lucky. It's a waste of time.
well, some of us did come in and try and talk to them about why our assessments went up so much and got absolutely nowhere. I couldn't get a straight answer on anything.
But we've signed assessments. We've signed many,
Abatements.
A lot of us
we
here-
signed many
A lot
abatements.
of us here have a state park boats that we have to
Yeah.
look at every day.
Yeah.
They all, 21 of them sit out there and all we have to listen to it. Sometimes we can't even sit out. They're so noisy and so, I mean, but
I
the
can-
assessors don't see any of that, of course.
I can talk to you about town budget, because that's what we create. We create the town budget, and it gets passed at the town meeting by you folks. But as far as assessment and how the system works with the DRA, that's out of our hands. We can't answer
Yeah.
those questions.
We should have had an assessor come to the meeting.
That would have been helpful. He probably would have avoided it at.
Yeah,
but,
at all cost.
Dick Quimby, 26 Tufton Merrimack Road, Mirror Lake, New Hampshire. Our assessment went up 3 million. How do you like that one? And I know you can't do anything about that. And maybe my house is worth 3 million more, I don't know. But what Tom is saying here is, because of that, my actual dollars that I have to pay the town of Tuftonboro for taxes went up 30 some odd %, okay? So, it's a lot of money. Okay, I went from 48,000 a year to 62 something a year. That's one hell of a hit in 1 year. That's not percentages, that's nothing, that's dollars that we have to pay. You know, and I'm probably not the only one that get hit. I know the Marriotts got probably hammered out there too. Anybody on the lake probably took a shot, okay? But what we're saying is, you've increased dollars from me substantial. I'm paying you more money than I've ever paid you, by a long shot. And so are a lot of other people. You have increased your coffers big time. Where's the beef? That's my problem. If you guys take in another $3 million or $1 million,
But we don't.
do we have a dance hall coming that you're gonna build or something?
Oh, no.
We just need to know.
Everything is transparent. And don't forget, the money that you send to the town of Tuftonboro, we only keep a small portion of that.
And I'm only talking about the 222 portion of the town.
Okay.
I'm just talking about that. I'm not talking about the school, because you know as well as I do, that's totally out of control, okay? And they all should be shot, because they give shit education, okay? And so we're paying big money for shit,
That's right.
okay? But the bottom line is, the town is, in my mind, unless you have given the people that are getting tax breaks because their evaluation may have not gone up or whatever, because they're not on the lake, you've taken, that they have assessed the lake so much higher to help subsidize the back people, okay? And if that's the way it is, that's the way it is. But believe me, the amount of money you guys, the state and you take in from the property taxes on that lake is an enormous figure, okay? And you're just putting it in, you're putting a certain percentage of that, your money is that's coming in is more than it was last year, by a big shot.
I
Yes.
think it was 5.69.
That's all I'm saying, you're gonna have more money.
No.
I think it was 5.69 more in million in assessments and 3 million plus in actual increases in taxes. I think if I did that right.
Well, and the other question is, for several of us that are relatively close and we're all on the lake, why didn't our rates go up, our assessments go up by the same percentage?
Yeah. That all comes down to
The assessor.
It all comes down to the assessor and the market value.
Well, I understand that the buildings are
The lake,
subjective, but the land is not subjective.
oh yeah, it is. Oh yeah, sure is. Lakefront property. I don't know what the going rate for a lakefront property is. $1,500 a linear
What she's
foot.
saying is it shouldn't have gone up the same. Most of us can see each other from our bedroom window, so all that land, pretty much the same valuation for whatever metric you wanna use.
My next door neighbors went up a different percentage than mine.
Was it the land or the buildings?
The land, just on the land.
We're smarter than that.
Oh, the land was crazy.
Can I make a suggestion that instead of arguing about the assessment, which is a subjective thing that somebody else does, not the town, can we just talk about why the taxes went up so much?
And what are we doing with the extra 3.6 million we got this year over last year?
That's my question, yeah.
To cover our budget.
But
So budget was
I think
3.6 million?
No.
Oh, did you raise?
I-
No. Believe me, I'm not in this for the money, trust me.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't put up with this for the money.
No, I'm trying to find the math. I had a nice,
I
I
wanna know if they're gonna wait 5 years.
had a nice sheet here that showed the math, but I can't find it.
I did find in here that in 2026, the town budget is projected by the Selectmen's Budget Committee to be 7.7% higher than 25. So I'm saying, should we expect at least a 7.7% increase next year?
I thought the start was 5 million. budget for 26?
You're doing percentage, he's doing dollars.
No,
I'm doing dollars, which I converted to percentage.
Yeah.
In 2025, the expenditure, the actual expenditure from the book
Oh,
was
25.
$5,179,607.
25.
The town selectmen said budgeted and a number that is 7.7% higher than that.
I think our budget went up less than $400,000
Yeah,
from year to year.
it's about $400,000.
Yeah,
That's 7%. That's 7.7% more than 5,179,000.
yeah, and that's just due to expenses, what it costs to run the town.
For 26, it's not projected, the budget is projected to go up terribly much, so it's still about 5 million.
That's all been signed, sealed, and delivered. We did that at town meeting in
Right, and
March.
that's in this
Yeah.
book, it's
Yeah.
around 5 million.
Yeah.
That's the
So this is future though, okay? This is future. I want to know about what happened in the past. What happened between 24 and 25 to require a 30% increase in taxes?
It's all in the town reports years back.
Oh,
All-
maybe,
You
get
have to go back
24.
year to year,
Okay,
but all the math is there.
okay.
I mean, you don't know that off the top of your head.
I'm forgetting more and more these days, but no, I don't know those numbers off the top of my head.
Max, Durgan Road, I would say that my off the top memory is that when I moved to town, the budget was below 3 million, certainly. That would have been fiscal year 2015. So 11 fiscal years later, it's sort of doubled. The town budget, I'm not talking about the school, the state, the town budget.
The operating budget? Or the operating budget plus warrants?
No,
When you go to town meeting,
Yeah.
everything gets passed, so really,
it's everything together.
okay.
We'd have to go look at the numbers. My point is, spending has increased a lot, and my tax bill, not the valuation or et cetera, my bill has gone from $2,350 in 2014 when I moved in to now $4,200. So that's a big increase in my opinion.
Tufton Borough is not unique in this. This is happening all over the state, especially around the lake. But this is happening we're not unique.
No, I
Can
think
I-
we all
I
understand.
beg to differ. We're very unique.
Well,
Yeah.
in the sense that we're all here talking about tonight.
Can I-
Jackie, yes.
In 2022 or 3, we were at 100% market value town. In 1 year, we dropped to 78% market value because so much property on the lake was selling for so much.
Yeah.
The state came to the town and said, you have to do a new valuation for 2025 to bring it to market value. The assessor did the valuation. The DRA came and looked at all the paperwork. They went out and looked at properties and determined that what he had done was at market value. They get a copy of all the deeds, just like he does, and the prices. And they determined we were now at 100% market value. And I can tell you right now, that if they went out and did it, looked at the market value today, it's dropped substantially again. I don't think the state's gonna make us revalve again for another 2 years. But that's what happens. The market drives all this. And the state made us change it. They've just recently, in the last week, been here again, double checking to make sure that this guy bought this property and this is really what it is. And yes, this is right. I know a piece of property in Melvin Village sold last week. It's a quarter of an acre on the lake. $5.5 million.
But you see, that's stupidity. That we shouldn't be blamed for somebody out of state stupidity.
But that's
Well,
what
that's what happens though.
But that's
But
what,
that's not true market value. To pay five.
They take an average.
I know, but
Yeah.
still, that's the problem too, that there weren't many houses being sold. So what was sold was people were paying way more than they should
That
have.
property
And everything went up.
owns property at 20 Mile Bay, I'll tell you that too.
you can focus your anger on us for town operating expenses and warrant articles. We create it, but at the end of the day, you all approve it at town meeting. It's the voters. You are the legislative body of the town.
If you don't live here, you can't vote.
We can't vote on it. Yeah.
Well, it's the voters are the ones, are the legislative. My point is the same. It's the voters, it's the legislative body that passes the budget, which includes operating budget and warrant articles. We went up about $400,000 this year. The rest of the stuff, the school, the state, your argument is not with us.
Yeah, we understand that. If you guys could slow down, because I know for a fact if people say recommended by the school board or recommended by the selectmen or recommended by the budget committee, people tend to vote for it. And if it says not recommended, people tend not to. So if you guys start to try to slow it down, maybe the voters won't vote for it.
Well, that's why we're here. That's our.
And that's why we wanted to talk to you.
That's our
to
job.
tell you that that's what we'd like to see. I think we'd all like to see
If
that.
you look at the warrant article, the warrant articles, there's really not a lot of wants. They're all needs.
Yeah.
We present a needs-based budget, not a want-based budget. And between the selectmen and the budget committee, I think we do a pretty good job of trying to keep costs down. We're not infallible. Costs are going to go up. We all know that. And we do the best we can to keep those costs down. And we manage a very, very tight budget. You've had your hand up a couple of times. Go ahead.
Just this once. Listen. Penny Horty, 62 Governor Wentworth Highway. So you're saying that the state dictates what our tax rates are going to be, and that the town of Tufton Borough or the citizens in it have no recourse because it's the state saying how much our houses are worth.
Yep.
And then the state doesn't stick up for us, so to speak, and say, hey, listen, this evaluation of 30% more in taxes is a little ridiculous. You need to work on that, or we need to find a way to access the individual who assessed all our properties by driving by and then changed our lives.
The assessor has to do this, state law, the Department of, the DRA.
It's how he
Hold on.
does it.
Let me finish. The DRA makes us do this, makes us do the assessments. So we send our assessor out, he writes the assessments. You have an appeal period with him for, I think it's 30 days,
No, it's from
something like
December
that.
1st to March 1st.
All right, whatever. There's an appeal period that you can talk directly to you can sit at this table and talk to the assessor and plead your case. If you fail with him, you can go to the DRA and appeal at that level, at the state level. But you really need to have a compelling argument at the state level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can you
It's
appeal
hopeless.
from these past taxes again?
No,
The window's closed for the next 2 years.
no. But
Building
when you
cycle.
get your bill in December, then you can appeal for 2025. What you appealed for was previous.
Can you tell me what it means when it says all, and this is for the March 12th, 2025 meeting, all articles except the operating budget passed. I'm assuming that's the operating budget for the school. And it says it was defeated 1,527 to 1,531, only by about 5 votes. So it was really close. But all the other articles to buy stuff and spend money, they all passed. But this one didn't pass. And it doesn't say exactly what it is, but it kind of alludes to the fact that it's the school board.
I think.
Was that the school board?
They
Yeah, I
didn't
don't
pass their
know.
operating.
This is the only vote that people had to, put a vote in. It wasn't raise a hand at a town meeting. So that confused me. I just,
You do vote on the school budget too.
Separately.
Separately, but you vote on the school
We don't
budget.
have 1,100 people vote in Tufton Borough,
No.
do we? That doesn't. That sounds more like the school district.
Oh, you'd be surprised how many people actually would
1,100?
come out and vote. Yeah, we've had
1,100.
this is
I
3,000
mean, at the
people.
town meeting, I thought it was about 500.
3,000 people voted.
That's all of us. That doesn't happen.
Well, that would be the school district that has what, 11 towns in it, or 9 or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be. It must be the
It's
greater
7.
school district, yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably the school budget that you're looking at.
Yeah, and I don't think they passed.
That's not the town budget.
No, I said it was in this book. That's
Yeah,
what I said.
yeah,
I just
because-
wondered what it was.
Because it's
Just
listed,
wondered
that's gotta
what
be
it
the school,
is.
that's gotta be the school budget. Because that was defeated 2 years in a
School
row.
has their own report.
What?
School has their own, own.
Yeah.
No, what page is that, Brian?
Well, I have a feeling that the school budget is a big driver of the tax, which is the expense, which is what we're all here trying to figure out why our taxes went up so much. So we have no window into that. But the window I have into the town says it's not that bad in terms of the money that you increase spending over or spent in 2025. I don't know what the increase was, but I still don't understand why taxes went up so much. Because you didn't spend all that money. I don't see it.
It's all in the math.
Our tax bill is a tiny part of your tax bill.
Right.
It's only, like, what are we paying, our rates, what, 7 or 8 now, and 220?
Rates, I think the rate is 640 and the Tufton Borough rate's like 222.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
a third of your
Okay.
taxes only go to the town. So what he's saying is they get the budget at 7% growth.
Yeah.
With all that's going on, pretty decent, because
Yeah.
everything is going through the roof.
Based on assessed value, the town portion at 2.22 rate is what you had in the book. It comes to an increase for that year, $1,263,000. That's what it came up to. So you brought in an extra $1.2 million.
We didn't.
Well,
We didn't. You pay us, but we pay the state. We pay the school.
no,
County.
but school's
We
a
paid the
whole different
county.
world. School went up 1.968 million. Okay, the town of Tuckerborough, just the town, is 1,263,000. I mean, it's in your book. Okay, so you did bring in more money, and which is better than bringing in less money.
Right.
Do
but
we have a big reserve?
do we have what?
A big reserve?
We have a reserve. I wouldn't call it big, but we do have a reserve.
It's statutory limited, though.
Yeah. Yeah, we can only keep a certain percentage in it.
I think I read in here too that the state wanted us to have more reserve.
They give us a range. We try to keep it right in the middle.
I noticed that you're moving more toward warrant articles too. In 2026, there's a lot of warrant articles proposed, like 40 of them. And in 2025.
17 of them were zoning articles, had nothing to do with money.
Okay.
And that won't happen next year.
That was an anomaly.
Yeah, and what the budget committee and the selectmen are working towards is to get a lot of what we call expendable trusts, basically setting up a bank account. And so a lot of times we do a project, we want you to pay for the project in 1 year.
Yeah.
We put a warrant article. Well, this year we started putting money in the bank. I mean, we're saving up for a fire truck, so we put a warrant article and we put money in that every year. So hopefully when it comes time to buy that fire truck, we've got 98% of the money. And we'll ask you at that final of the year for the balance. So we're putting money away to save interest. We're doing all these little things to try to save money. So yeah, that makes a couple more warrant articles, but we're planning for the future with those.
Were the warrant articles part of the reason why the taxes went up so much?
They were part of it. They're part of the math. But it's not all of it. And it's better to put money away than, I mean, the last fire engine we bought, we're paying $186,000 in interest because we did a lease to purchase rather than putting money away. That's, if we put money away in these warrant articles, that's interest we don't have to pay.
I'm not questioning the logic of that. I'm just sitting here trying to figure out why everybody's taxes seem to go up 30% or so.
Yep.
And the spending on the town didn't go up that much. It went up maybe 7% at the most. And it's not a huge number. $5 million is
$400,000 in a $5 million budget's not a.
no. So why did the taxes go up so much? Where did all that money go?
State.
It went to the state, yeah, but
State and the school.
County went up 13%, right?
That was the school districts,
School, the big number.
big number.
You can beat us up all day long about our town budget and
no, I'm not
and warrant articles.
Just ask.
I use that term loosely.
Yeah, we're not here to be mean.
No, please, I use that term loosely. But the fact is that we're only a small portion of the money that you pay. The rest we send off. We're just the collection agency.
You said that the state made the assessments of the property and they set the rate?
The state doesn't do the assessments. Our assessor, who was an independent contractor, they're not employed by the town, they're an independent contractor. They do the assessment, they send it into the state, and the state will approve it or reject it.
And who sets the rate?
The state,
So
DRA.
why do they set a different rate for Tufton Borough than they do for Molten Borough?
Because it's
Or-
based on the assessment. We go and we spend money.
Yeah.
Then we get an assessment, and then you divide the assessment into the money we spent, and that's what divides the rate.
Yeah, and to
And
put a-
Molten Borough has more waterfront property than we do.
Yeah, and that's all a formula based on assessment versus operating budget and warrant articles. It's a formula.
Yeah, to put a point on that, and I'm Max Ledoux again, Bergen Road. The voters at town meeting vote every year, and by voters, I mean the 100 people that show up.
Yeah.
So that means that 51 people are a majority, you know, and it might be 130 people who show up, etc. Very few people show up. I understand some of you are not allowed to vote, but show up, pass all the warrant articles in the budget, so that's what we're going to spend. Then there's the evaluation, the assessment, and the Department of Revenue Administration. We have to pay what we decided to spend, right? I'm right. So the tax rate is set because we, the voters, the very few voters,
The legislative body of the town.
right, have decided to spend money.
If you don't want to spend money, you gotta recruit all the people that don't want to spend money to come to the meeting and don't raise their hand.
Yeah, a lot of them don't show up.
And there's a lot of participation too in the process. All of our budget committee meetings, you know, we have it here, so there's not a whole lot of chairs, but they're all recorded. They're all out on YouTube. You can watch these videos and see how sausage is made.
They're public.
Yeah, they're open to the public. We have a budget hearing before the budget is even passed to allow people to have input. School committee does the same thing.
But you
So-
know, who has time to go to all these meetings? I know you don't get paid much, but hire you guys to take care of us.
Mhm.
We want everybody to keep it down so we don't all get taxed out of our house. I have two close friends that had to sell because they can't pay their taxes anymore. Friends and neighbors of ours.
I'm sympathetic, but we have to follow
And it's
RSA.
sad. It's really sad.
It is.
I mean,
It is.
I know Tufton Borough doesn't overspend. I agree that we're a very thrifty town. We always have been. Not as thrifty as we used to be, but we're still kind of thrifty. But I would like to see us be even more thrifty.
I don't know. I tell you, watch some of these budget committee meetings. They've got very, very sharp pencils.
Yeah.
To that point, who at the school board or who at the state? And we came to you, and you know, like I said, you're a third of the tax base, roughly, or what we pay in actual dollars of taxes. And you're 7% of our 30% increase. We're really going after the wrong people. Who at the school board can we sit down at the table and tell them, stop giving teachers an 8% raise? When
School
it's-
board meetings, attend the school board meetings,
Yeah.
especially during budget season.
And then who at the state?
It's the county, not the state. The state only collects.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
It's the
it would
county.
be the
County
county
has
delegation
meetings when-
meetings. It would be the county delegation meetings.
They're public as well.
They're public as well, and they're held right up at the the old nursing home.
Tom Taylor, 7 Winterville Road. So how do we, the next assessment, you know, the assessor that the town hires?
Yeah.
Is there a chance to get in front of him to tell him that, you know, some of the assessments, I understand.
After your tax bill comes out, you have an appeal period.
I understand you have an abatement, but, you know, the whole process, I'm sure that they have spreadsheet numbers they look at. You look at some of the properties
Yep.
that are assessed, and, you know, there's, the Marriott family that lives in Tufton Borough. They'll go take a $2 million piece of property and buy it for $6 million. That is driving everybody's assessment up and values up. You know, to me, that's not fair. I mean, they should recognize that, and that should come out of the equation, because, you know, the next door neighbor whose house is worth 2.2, unless the Marriotts are gonna give them $6 million, you know, but their house went up to probably close to $6 million because of that property sale. You know, they need to understand that and hear it from residents and non-residents.
We're all victims of the system, and we know that New Hampshire property tax-based tax system is not a great system, but it's what we have.
But besides the abatement process, I mean, when the assessor comes in and the town hires him, I mean, is there a period that he sits in his office that we can come in and tell him what, I mean?
You can make an appointment with him anytime. I mean, when he's here.
Yeah, I suppose you could email.
It's state
him and try to
mandated.
appointment, but
He has to go by what the state tells him.
and that's why there's an appeal period. After your bill comes out, that's your time that you can appeal it and present your case. Which-
And we did, he didn't hear us.
He heard some, because we signed.
Yeah, much.
He just talked around in circles.
I thought he listened very well to me.
You're
I'm just trying
Exception to the rule.
yeah, well,
Can you tell us how we're assessed now? Like, I know I used to have the formula. It was like the first so many hundred feet it used to be 600,000. Obviously, it's a lot more now. And then the next 100 feet and like that. And then there was a formula. And like, if you had a view, it was +5. And if you didn't have a view, it was -5. If you had a beach, you were +5. Do we still have a formula like that?
I'm sure he does. That's out of my.
Could that be available
That's out of our lane, but I'm sure he does.
How would we get that?
You write him a letter.
The
And
assessor?
ask. Yeah.
Make an appointment with him.
Yeah.
When is he here? What's his name?
2 Mondays a month. I'm not sure which one.
First Monday
I'm
of
not
the month?
sure either.
I'm not sure if it's the
Oh.
first and third or second and
Oh,
fourth.
okay.
Is it on the website?
I don't know.
Would the town of Tuftonboro have the authority to enact a tax cap? I know in Manchester, they battle over taxes all the time.
seen that.
The
I've
city
seen
has a
that on the
tax
news.
cap. And all the departments supposedly can't go over that unless it's overridden.
Well,
I mean, would that be a solution to the people of Tuftonboro so they don't have to
Excuse
be
me.
raped by these other areas that are coming in and taking the money?
I mean,
'Cause somebody's taking the money,
it would. I
for
would.
sure.
As a selectman, I would never support that because we have to run the town. We have a fire department, we have a highway department, we have a transfer station, we have a police station, they have expenses, we have insurance, we have to pay our employees, we have to pay our employees. So to put a tax cap, I'll put it like the fire chief has asked me many times, what services are you willing to sacrifice? Because we run a pretty tight budget as it is. What are you willing to sacrifice if you do something like that?
I mean, I don't really care. All I want to know is the tax caps go on in other places, and you can make a cap that's let's say it's CPI dependent or something. You can put just a reasonable cap in there so we don't get hit with a 30%. 30%.
Well, I
That's
tell you,
not sustainable.
salaries we cap at CPI.
What?
Salaries for our townspeople. We base that on CPI.
Okay. Are you in favor of that?
Well, I vote on it every year, so.
Okay, so-
yeah.
You voted on it every year.
Well, yeah, you vote on it every year. We present it.
I
Not
can't-
you,
I
because
can't
you're not
vote. Yeah,
here.
Right,
yeah,
right.
oh, but I mean,
You as in townspeople vote on it every year.
CPI, why not be good for the school and everything? And then there could still be exceptions when you gotta buy a fire truck or something like that. But I mean, I think if we keep going on like this, I just don't see things getting any better.
we can't have an increase like this again. It's too much.
I can't disagree with you.
Too much.
I can't.
And if the state,
Hold on. Max?
All right, so Max again. The legislature passed, the governor signed a law. There will be a question on the ballot in November. Would you like to cap the taxes, not how much the town can spend, but how much it can tax? And there's a formula, and it is actually an increase because of inflation. But it can't be, the taxes can't rise above a certain amount. I don't know off the top of my head.
Right.
That is going to be on the ballot in November in every town in New Hampshire.
Was it for town or for school?
I don't know off the top of my
it's
head
school.
if
I think it's school.
if
I
it's
think
for
it's-
school, then it is, but that's a huge
Well, that helps
portion of
us a
our.
lot.
Yeah,
I think it's school. I read about that.
Okay.
I don't know what else I can tell you.
No, thank you for listening.
Thank you.
We do our best to keep the town tax rate as low as possible. We really do.
I think we need to talk to the assessor and let him
I-
understand.
I agree with you, I believe you. I'm not
Like
questioning the
concept.
town's
You know what's
portion.
gonna happen though,
It's gonna-
eventually. The appraisals on all these houses is gonna peak. And then overnight, they're gonna puke,
They're already starting to go down.
okay?
Yeah.
And then when they puke, you're gonna get caught in an awful downdraft, because
Well, when if that happens, they'll go down. Your assessed value will go down.
But they'll just put the
But
rate up.
then, well, the tax rate will adjust based on our operating expenses. So, you know, it's always doing this.
And then we'll pay for it.
but that's gonna
how it
happen.
works.
That's right.
I also, they're talking, I keep hearing them, it scares me to death about estate tax. They wanna put a state property tax in, which would double our tax.
Well, talk to your legislators.
Yeah, no kidding.
Talk to your
I mean, if
legislators.
that happens, we're really suck.
Yep. Careful what you vote for. You might get it.
Rochester.
Well, thank you for listening.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I know we didn't make everybody happy, but
Thank you very much.
Well, I think you had a hard,
Thank
hard
you.
career.
I appreciate it. I feel like I'm disenfranchised.
comes with the job.
You know, no representation, taxation without representations, but at least this is some representation.
Thank you all.
You're welcome.
This is my first year here. Got it in March, so we're working.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Talk to your legislator.
Steve,
Seriously.
you're new too, aren't you?
All right, good night, folks.
You're new too?
I'm new as a selectman, yeah.
Yeah, I just read about it in the town, Tuftonboro magazine, yeah. This
Okay.
is like your first year, right?
For that, yes.
Yeah, yeah, you had another job.
Moderator and budget.
That's right, moderator, okay. Well, thank you.
All right. Good night, folks.
Good night.
All right. We're not getting out of 6:30 tonight. But all we have left is folders. So consent calendar. Let's see if we can get through these. Consent calendar. We have a warrant for a land use change tax. You guys talked about this last week. You wanted, I needed to be here for this vote.
Because there was only one to sign, that was nice.
Yeah, notice of intent to cut. Personnel action form. It looks like the Conservation Commission has hired a secretary. And right of burial. So I'm going to separate this for number one, the warrant for land use change tax. I'm going to make a motion that we approve this.
What's that?
Second.
This is for
It's for our house. Well, different.
and Selectman Dancy cannot vote because this is for her, so we'll leave this to us. So I'm going to make a motion that we approve.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. I'll sign that after. And then notice of intent to cut, personnel action form. You guys have all looked through the folder? Okay. And a right of burial. I'm going to make a motion that we approve all three of these.
Second.
Steve, second. All those any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Should you read those names when you do things like that, just for future reference?
I don't like to because it's just throwing people's names and what they're doing, people's business out there.
Public.
It is, and I think if anybody really wants to know, they'll come in and find out. I don't like just reading names out. If I'm challenged and I'm forced to, I will.
Well,
I'm
lots of
just
them are
referring
published
to
in the
minutes.
paper, aren't they?
What?
Some of them are published in the paper. Like if there's changes to certain things.
Not that I know of, but I mean, it's public information, and I'm thinking of the minutes. You know, a year down the road or 2 years down the road.
Well, I believe that it's included in the minutes. Audrey, do you include names in the minutes?
He's looking at you.
Ashley, I do that all the time. Ashley, do you include names in the
When
minutes?
I prepare them, yes, I can make that change. This preparation, I was not in the office, so it does not reflect names. I generally include them so that they're in the minutes.
Okay.
I will make sure it's adjusted.
You know,
Set.
it's like the intent to cut, whether you gave the name or just the property ID number.
I did the property ID.
Same with the current use change.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a name or just
Felt like it wasn't anyone's business on the cemetery plot,
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
but I did do the map and lot for the fact.
I think it's fair. You're absolutely right. It's fair to include it in the minutes. But to announce it publicly, I just don't, I'm uncomfortable doing that. If I'm forced to, I will. Somebody calls me on it and shows me where I have to. Or I should, that she's, yeah, but she's not demonstrating it that there's a law that I have to or anything like that.
It's
I
this.
just think
If the
it's a
three
minute.
selectmen decide that I should, I will.
Yeah.
But me personally, as chairman, I prefer not to read people's names out.
Right.
As a member of the public who's had at times things before the board, it doesn't bother me to have my name out there. And it is the spirit of the right to know law for transparency. So I support Jackie's.
I just think of it as minutes, you know, that it should be in the minutes because it's unbelievable how many times over the years I've had to go through minutes
Yeah.
to find something, and if it's nothing's there, it's like, okay, this, but it doesn't. So
I want to look to you two. How do you guys feel? Is this, do you think that I should be reading off names like this in public, or is the minutes good enough? Or I've said my case, but if the board as a whole wants me to read them out, I will.
I think there's times that they have been read out and times that they haven't, so maybe just coming up with something so it's consistent, whether we read them or do not, would be helpful. I mean, I don't mind that my name was in here, because we went through the process and we submitted the paperwork, it's public knowledge. Does everybody want to know who bought a plot at the cemetery? I'm not sure.
right, and it's
Yeah.
the same with a timber tax or a
Right.
gravel tax. People come in here all the time and they'll say, so-and-so's cutting wood on, do you have an intent to cut or whatever? And it's like, I don't know, let's look and see what the minutes or whatever, you know.
So yes, it's public information,
I know, but
and anybody can come in here and get that information.
easier said than done sometimes to find it. And if the minutes aren't posted for a couple of weeks, then you don't see.
I'll leave this to the board to decide. I've said how I feel, but I'll leave this to the board to decide. I'm going to ask you to opine.
So, Jen,
you
you
can
say
think about it. I
you're
don't
okay with
care.
having all the names in?
I would be okay with having names read along the lines with it.
I think I would too.
Okay.
Would you like a motion or
Nope, that's enough for me.
enough?
You've established your intent. That's fine. So the notice of intent to cut is for map and block and lot number 20-1-2.
Although it may add to our timeline,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, it will, and that's on access road. Finding the name sometimes is difficult. Chikara Forest Lands, Jeffrey Coombs, owner. And there's, I'm not going to get into the totals. Lauren Birch is the person that we're going to be hiring for the Conservation Commission. And right of burial is for Frank and Anne Marie Tranfa, buying 2 lots in the Tuftonboro Cemetery. Do we make a motion on this already? To sign?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you said you'd do it later.
Okay. All right.
You would have a lot to
That's right. I'm going to the action.
respond to earlier.
I'm going to the action items. Thank you. Let's see. We need to appoint a Republican inspector of elections.
Excuse me, Bob, can you
Yes.
look at the action item list, because we the first thing I had was confirmation of an appreciation dinner at Camp Belknap.
First item is confirmation appreciation dinner at Camp Belknap for town employees. Basically, they want a head count. So for this appreciation dinner on September 24th, I will attend.
I think you had
I had a question about, can we work around this so that the police and fire guys can come?
They have their own reasons.
Well, they explained what it was. They feel like that would be a potential conflict of interest because they, in both cases, they provide services to both those, to the camps.
My response is they're invited.
Yeah.
Police and fire are invited, but as department heads, they choose not to because they would see it as a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Favor dinner. That's their choice. I can't compel them to. We can't compel them to go.
No, I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying, well, is there another way to do this? Maybe we don't do it at the Camp Belknap. Just
In the
ask
past,
the question.
in the past, they've had things catered at the fire station and people have gone there closer at like Christmas time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever done a potluck or.
This is something that's Camp Belknap specific.
Well,
Right. So was everybody, all town people
you
invited?
can bring Bill too.
No, I didn't know anything about it. So.
It's not done yet. That's what we're trying to tie down.
Oh, I thought you said it needed a head count.
No, it's not all town people,
It's town employees and volunteers.
Yes.
Well, that's what I
So
meant.
the
That's what I
committees
meant,
and stuff, yeah.
volunteers and town.
Employees and volunteers.
But do all those people know about it yet?
No, because they haven't
Wait,
decided
yeah.
if they're gonna accept.
Oh, I thought he was asking for a head count.
No.
Well, I was, but
Yeah, no, we do that
Too-
after
too
we
soon.
decide on the date.
you want to know.
Should
We just
we
want to
accept-
agree on the date.
Accept the offer or not.
Well, yeah, we always accept the offer. I'll make a motion that we accept the offer
On September
on
20th.
September 24th.
Oh, second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Okay. Then we can come back and get a head count when they
Yes.
want, right?
Now I can run.
Okay. All right.
We'll get invited to be on the planning board.
Yeah. Then you can bring a +1.
And we know who it better be.
It's a good night, and it always disappoints me that more people don't go.
Yeah.
Because they make an effort, they'll take you for a boat ride, they'll
Yep.
tour you around, and,
Good food.
yeah, it's good food,
Yep.
so.
So who's the appointment? Who's the Republican inspector?
It appears to be, I'm asking that you appoint the remaining inspectors of election for that party in the past. Bill Markison, Marianne Rice, and Kathy Sutherland. And it looks like Susan Burnside as another member. That's what I'm saying. The New Hampshire Republican State Committee is appointing the following to serve as a Republican Inspector of Election for all elections in 2026, Susan Burnside. Looks like she's been appointed by the state. Local election officials. So I'm just going to read this out loud. Pursuant to New Hampshire RSA 658:2, the New Hampshire Democratic Party is acting upon our authorization to appoint a designated number of inspectors of election in your community. Secretary of State Scanlon provided a list of the number of inspectors of election that should be appointed for each town or ward. We may also appoint additional inspectors of election in your town in anticipation of what election officials might consider necessary for the efficient conduct of our upcoming elections pursuant to RSA 658:2. These appointments are as follows. John
I know who you're talking about.
Longhoisen,
John Vaughn.
Oh, John Vaughn, yeah. He
Uh,
usually sits at the table.
Denise Ferriman,
Yeah.
Roy Ball, and Lynn Walsh. These have been appointed by the New Hampshire Democratic Party. This notification sent by physical shall serve as notification to the town. Okay, so they've been appointed by the New Hampshire Democratic Party.
So what's that have to do with us? Other than they're just advising us.
New Hampshire Republican, let me get through this. New Hampshire State Republican State Committee has appointed Susan Burnside So for us, we have received the appointments from the New Hampshire Democratic Party for inspectors of election for the names I just mentioned. We did receive one appointment for the New Hampshire Republican Party for Susan Burnside. I'm asking that you appoint the remaining inspectors of the election for that party. In the past, these inspectors have served as ballot clerks so that we have equal representation. In 2024, the selectmen appointed Bill Markison, Marianne Rice, and Kathy Sutherland. So, not hearing any objection or with this recommendation, I'm going to move that we reappoint Bill Markison, Marianne Rice, and Kathy Sutherland. That's how I'm reading this.
Okay, second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Who did that letter come from?
Jennifer Coulter, town clerk.
Okay. This is interesting.
Yeah.
Like
You have to have-
make them equal.
That's
So
right.
there was
Yeah, you
four
have to have
Right.
each.
suggested
Yeah.
by the Democratic Party, but only one.
I mean, I would have preferred that Republicans would be appointed to be Republican observers.
Well,
Now you get one.
well,
two
you
each.
get each. That's why we have a letter from the Democratic Party and a letter from the Republican Party with their recommendations for appointment.
I know
And-
Susan's a Republican, but
But I can't speak to the.
Bill is not a Republican.
I can't speak
Yes, he
to.
is.
Okay.
He's registered Republican.
Okay. Sorry, I don't mean to take over your meeting.
And you're not saying anything that's not public knowledge, because please let me know who you would like to appoint as Republican inspectors so we can do this before the September primary. So the names are out there. If you're an inspector, your party is out there. Is what it is. And we have a citizen who's asking for an update on the crosswalk at Pier 19.
Boy.
So, if you two don't know, we had Matt Young, who was the former chairman of our planning board, also owns Melton Village Marina, donated the engineering for a crosswalk down at from Pier 19 across to the docks, or to the sidewalk, anyways. That's all done, signed, sealed, delivered, state approved. We have the plans. We put out feelers to find somebody to do the job. We didn't get anybody, and it basically is.
Striping.
Yeah, it's basically setting up, like what they have up at Brewster, the crosswalk, the blinking lights, and the crosswalk stripe. It's been on the back burner. We haven't moved on it, so maybe it's time to come up with an estimate and put a warrant article for paying for the remainder of this, and we can discuss this during budget season. But as far as the update, status quo.
Okay. Nothing.
But we should talk about this if we want to do a warrant article for it. Come up with an expense. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's it from the action items.
No, it's the whole list.
Okay. I was looking in the folder. I'm sorry. Transfer station committee.
We've
Where are
only
we?
received 2 applicants.
And now it's the beginning of August.
Yeah, the selectmen are desiring to have a transfer station study committee to study the operations. This is for the people that are watching. We have 2 members. We'd like 5. If anybody would like to serve on this committee, Max.
Okay.
We have 3 people. We're looking for 2 people to serve on this committee.
We take 3.
Do you have Ed?
Would you take 3?
Is there an Ed guy
Or
on
you
that
want to wait
committee?
till next year?
Because he told me he came in and told you he'd like to be on the committee. Matt Adzutsky or something. I can't think of his last name. Lives on Ledge Hill Road.
Masterson?
No.
He's on Durban.
No, if we can find him, I'll certainly contact him.
Yeah, because he asked me about the committee because he said he had come in and said he wanted to be on the committee.
Okay. You'll help me find him?
Yeah.
So the question is, will we take 3?
Yes.
There can be a majority, so why not?
Okay. Then I'll make a motion that I know we wanted 5, but, I'll make a motion that we accept 3 and start the committee.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And if any others want to join this committee, that would be nice. We'd like an odd number, naturally, so we can have a majority. But we'll start the committee. And Max, will you fill out the application?
Yeah.
And we'll formally approve it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
On
Thank
the
you.
website.
Thank you for stepping up. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt.
It's a
What
short term.
happens when you-
It's a short term ad hoc committee,
Yeah.
but it's going to be a lot of work.
Awesome.
But it's well needed.
And you already said yes.
Thank you.
If somebody else wants to do it more.
Union Wharf. If I'm recalling correctly, we have a proposal.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in the,
It's from Black Diamond Bars and Ducks
Mm-hmm.
in the amount of $10,200.
we have the money.
Do we have the money?
No, I think the selectmen need to look at the expenses pretty carefully and decide how much money you have and where the flexibility is. As we know, the audit was $8,000 more than expected,
Mm-hmm.
so we need to look at everything.
The cost of the audit,
Yes.
right? Okay. Then I'm going to recommend. I'm not going to make a motion. I'm going to recommend that we table this until we have a better idea of our finances,
Agree.
our year-end finances. People seem to be managing, so I don't think this qualifies as an emergency. Lead Chill Stop. We talked about that already. White Mountain Oil and Propane. Steve, you want to?
Well, Ashley gave me a list. I'd like to know which of these are rented and which of these are owned. And it may be, I have somebody who has knowledge of this kind of stuff that if we could give them the information, they could see what they could do for us, but, is this all of them, or what do we know about this list, Ash?
It was established in 2021 and I've been attempting to verify the information and update it.
Okay.
No one seems to know the answers, so I believe it's gonna actually involve someone physically going out and verifying it.
Can we get Jack to do that
We can ask him.
as part of the,
Doesn't that say if it's owned on it?
It does.
Yeah. That says if we own it on there.
It'll say either town or a vendor's name under the owner column.
show me where that is, please?
Ownership. It's coming.
Okay, I see.
And we purchased them at the police station.
So it's not on here.
It is not, that is a list from 8 of 2021.
So can we update this to what things are today?
Yes.
And if you will send it to me, I'll see what I can do.
Any other action we need to take on that?
No,
Okay.
not as far as I'm concerned.
The highway garage. Again, that has your name next to
Well,
it.
yeah, it had my name. I just wanted to know where we were on it. And initially I had asked for a written explanation of who Josh, no, who's the guy doing the?
Josh.
Okay, that's right. Who he talked with for the various activities and what their price was. Cause we said we agreed the amount in total.
Mhm.
And we asked him to try to include other parties in some of the activities.
Mhm.
And that was when he was here a month ago or whatever.
Yeah, but I think he gave us that list
Yeah, each vendor was listed on the proposal.
with an amount.
it was an amount, and then he went out and got a secondary quote on the land, the
Site work.
site
Site
work,
work.
thank you. And that came in significantly higher.
Okay. All right, that's all I wanted to know.
Okay. And financial software
Yes.
is an important subject.
So I gave you you guys have the proposal.
Yeah, I looked at
It's
it.
pretty much self-explanatory.
I read it today. It's a pretty impressive proposal, actually.
Yeah. So I'd like to make a motion that we move forward with it as proposed.
I don't have that in my file here, I think.
So, do you need a second to discuss?
Need a second to discuss. Thank you.
So currently we have the contract with ClearGov, which essentially they gave us a prorated rate to have 8.5 months of service, which I don't know if we've even started using that to get us through January. Like right now, we're looking at about 5 months that we could potentially use that service. And then it's gonna go for renewal, so I think I don't know where we are in the setup process, but this being in the same software company makes a lot more sense.
The MRI software would utilize the information that's already captured. I don't know what you do with ClearGov. To me, ClearGov is irrelevant. I mean, the MRI software includes budgeting software. And effectively, we're not paying anything for it to have.
For this year.
We're not. The software is in two pieces. One is what, just like with ClearGov, I don't know what we paid to have it, and then you pay an annual
Maintenance fee.
Right.
Yeah, whatever. So it works the same way with MRI. The downstroke there right now is nothing. And then we'll pick up paying the same as we were paying with Munisart.
Yeah, so I don't think this is gonna cost us really any money to
That's
transfer. Because MRI, if I read this correctly, they're waiving the installation charges.
Yeah, implementation, yeah.
And implementation, the the transfer of data, they're waiving those charges.
Yeah.
So they're only hitting us with the one-time cost.
Well, there is no one-time cost.
Right. I misspoke, I'm sorry.
It would be an
Annual fee.
estimated recurring, but not this year.
Right, starts January 1, I guess.
But the fact that they went in, they're waiving roughly $30,000 worth of fees.
Yeah.
Audrey?
I had received a call from MTS about the same time that Steve started doing this research, I believe. And they are taking over our current software. So we are gonna be transitioning to these people.
Anyways,
So
this is a no-brainer.
we have already paid for ClearGov, and we have uploaded information. So we're at that stage. I don't know, I haven't had time to talk to Christian to compare budget to budget. The reason ClearGov was chosen was that the budget committee could go in and jump in and look at things whenever they want. So once the department head hit submit, then the budget committee could look at it, the selectmen could look at it. If you were a graphics person, you could look at history and pies, Rob creates those often. Or if you wanted to see charts, you could do it that way. So I'm not 100% sure you're talking apples to apples.
Well, they told me that we can make it read-only access to the same group that you just talked about. And, in ClearGov, don't you have to input data in order to be able to use it?
We have uploaded data, and we would have to with this as well.
And constantly maintain it. So you're paying another $11,000 a year for the privilege of having ClearGov versus software that will already have those capabilities with MRI.
Mm-hmm.
Why would we do that?
It was for the different types of access and what people could do.
Yeah, but I'm MRI's telling me that we can grant read-only access to those same people with their software.
One of the things the department heads asked was, can members of the select board and budget committee look at it before they hit submit? And it's those detailed kinds of questions. One of my backgrounds is implementing software and software specifically contract packages. And if I'm working on my budget, so say the fire department's working through theirs and they're putting the numbers in and building it, they haven't finalized it. They don't want to get peppered with questions, why is this in there, why is that in there, and maybe they haven't decided, maybe they're going to take that out and put something else in. So
I think we could control that administratively. I don't think that.
You think so? I'd like a chance to talk to Christian, but we're gonna go with this anyway. But I think what I heard budget committee say loud and clear was that they wanted to see what other packages I like this one, but what other packages we had compared.
I run this by Rob and he's ecstatic about it. So.
Well, that's good to know.
I think we're in good shape.
So we have budget committee support.
Well, the chairman of the budget committee, I didn't share it with the rest of them.
He does a pretty fair job of speaking for the budget committee.
Here's the bottom line. These guys have like 60 towns across the state that have this software.
Yeah, I know, everybody's using it.
Dominant.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. And if there's if we have a problem with a financial person and we have to have somebody come in temporarily, it's a no-brainer. They can send their janitor and they can come in and figure it out. I'm speaking loosely.
Right.
But anybody in their system can come in and help us out. Where does that leave us with ClearGov though?
Well, it didn't look like it said in the contract with ClearGov that we can let them know anytime ahead of our next renewal date to be out of the contract.
Can I make a suggestion?
Please.
ClearGov is a separate issue from this.
But you don't have the money in the budget to move forward with this year.
Sorry?
I don't think you have the money in the budget. It's the same thing as.
It's not costing us any money in the budget this year for MRI.
I thought I read 9,500.
Negative.
That's maintenance.
That would be next year.
I thought next year's 11,500.
There's no cost to the town this year for MRI. I don't know where you're reading from offhand, but.
I was looking at page 9.
Okay.
Total estimated
animal
annual
licensing.
recurring cost, maintenance, support, and hosting is $11,500 a year. Total net one-time upfront cost for us is $0. So we would have to budget $11,500 for 2027.
Well, plus you're already using the payroll module. Their payroll module, which also integrates with all this.
Mm-hmm.
So it would just essentially be the amount that we owe them in our renewal.
So did we pay ClearGov 1 year for nothing?
Well, right now,
Does anybody know how to run ClearGov? Maybe Audrey, right?
I
You know
don't
how to
know
run
if we
it?
even have any.
Minorly, yeah.
Okay, so basically nobody in town knows how to run it right now,
Correct.
and we're into August.
3.5 months into the contract. And we haven't
So
locked
we
in
just-
our company's used it.
How much did we pay them?
That was why I asked, can we cancel it and get some of our money back? That's all.
One time, 2,000. What was it? Annual.
We paid them close to 10,000, I think.
That we've already paid them?
Yeah, so 7,791 plus 2,000, so $9,791.67.
I like where you're going with this, but I'd like to know more. I'd like to know if there's an out. I mean, if we paid these people money, granted it's only 1 year, but it seems like a shame that there's money that we could have used elsewhere.
Okay, I think that's a separate issue from this. Basically, because of their deal with Munismart, you're gonna get MRI sooner or later, or else you're gonna have to go out to
Mm-hmm.
and look at other things.
Mm-hmm.
Can we
No,
just
But,
confirm?
but I'm just saying, I wanna move forward with this now, if we agree to do it. And we can resolve whatever happens with Clergo, that's a separate thing, and either we can or we can't. It's water over the dam.
So you're
not paying any more for this.
Confirm there's a $0.
Yeah,
It's
that's-
a one-time upfront $0.
that was my question.
And
How do
just
you mean
make sure.
confirm it? That's in their proposal.
Right, so when does this?
Look at the cover
annual-
page of their. Look at this page here, that's the.
In general, our pricing includes the following components: the one-time purchase of the software license, the one-time cost of data conversion, setup, and implement, there's supposed to be a comma there, and implementation services, and the one-time cost of training.
Yeah, that's what, if you walk in the door, that's what you'd be paying.
In general, yep. So in recognition of Tufton Borough's long-standing relationship with Munismart, MRI is applying a credit that covers the one-time software license fee and the full one-time data conversion and training cost for the core accounting modules. As reflected in the attached fee schedule, the town's net upfront cost for these components is $0. The only ongoing costs are the annual maintenance, support, and cloud hosting fees. I'd like to know when those are due.
I'm sorry, when they're due?
When that fee would be due.
I already talked with him, he said he can bill us in annually. We already pay annually for, under Munismart.
Okay. Wow.
Jackie, do you know if Jen uses the animal licensing under Unismart?
She always did. I think she still does, but yes. Yes, she does, because every once in a while, like, she punches in tax collector instead of town clerk, and it shows up on my report.
It appears that it's not going to cost us anything to switch. Right?
I agree. I thought it was a no-brainer. I'm surprised it's taking this long to come to a decision.
Well, something that looks too good to be true usually is.
Well,
so I'm just trying to wrap my head around the free part.
One of the most complicated part of this, because it all gets integrated, is the payroll processing, which we're already doing.
Right. It's already paid for, we're already
Makes it real
doing.
easy for them to do this other stuff.
So that was kind of the carrot. The carrot in front
Well,
of the horse.
we're already doing the payroll
That's
stuff.
what I mean, that's the carrot that probably invited this zero cost transition.
That had a lot to do with it. And they want the business. I mean, there's no talk about it.
So, okay, just for full transparency.
And by the way, if you want to if we want to be able to use the temporary finance services, that only comes with to those users of the software.
Right, I read that.
So that's another complication if we don't want this.
Right. But a benefit. If
It
we
is a
do,
benefit, yes.
if we do,
Plus,
absolutely. Like I said, anybody can step
they have
in.
one of the transition team be the person that if we chose
Mm-hmm.
to have some financial office type support, that they would provide that person.
Okay, so we're gonna take it on the chin, you realize. We're gonna take it on the chin for ClearGov.
Well, you're going to take it on the chin with that no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
If you went next year, well, what would you do differently?
Turn back the clock. Turn back the calendar.
Oh, and not do that,
Not do
but that
that.
doesn't-
And not do that.
Right.
But that's water, like you said, that's water under the bridge. We did it. We spent the money. It's a shame.
Well, nobody knows how to run it now, so it doesn't really.
Right.
If we can get a few bucks back, great, and otherwise it was. We'd like a do-over.
I mean, they gave us a prorated rate, so maybe we can do the prorated return.
I'll stick you on.
You can always ask.
Right?
You can always ask.
That's right.
But all things being said, even though that was probably a mistake on our part, clearly going with MRI is the right thing to do. Motion's been made, seconded. Any further discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor? Aye.
Okay.
I'll reach out and have them send us a contract.
Please do.
Okay.
Please do. And then you're also going to have to reach out to ClearGov and tell them what we're doing.
Do you have a problem with me arranging the contract and once I reviewed it, then we can.
Not at all. Not at all. You seem to be the financial expert amongst us, and I'd like to exploit your abilities.
Okay, we'll do it.
Okay.
Can we go back to the Ledge Hill stop
Yes.
quickly? Should I ask Jim for a revised quote to do just the line at the stop sign that we spoke with for Chief on Ledge Hill and Durgan? Because right now it's $400 for the line plus stop here.
I think we can find $400 to do that.
Okay.
Um,
Keep that.
yeah,
I
don't think we need to spend the $3,500 for the reflective because it's going to get sprayed every year anyways.
Yeah, every year, but
And in the wintertime, you're not going to be able to see it if it's under salt and snow.
yeah.
So I think we can find $400 and do it as you suggest.
Okay.
Because something is better than nothing. That's my opinion. Steve, you agree?
Mhm.
Okay.
I
Cars.
suspect most of the accidents, or I should have asked that, but I'm guessing that most of the accidents would occur in the part of the year when there's no snow. So they'd be able to see the stripes. It's mostly summer for that.
Mostly. I think the white stripes will help point out that it's
Where you
not.
stop, yeah.
Well, but also that it's not a four-way,
Uh-huh.
because if you see the line in front of you and then you don't see it,
Mhm.
but on the other hand, maybe these are just not very good drivers.
Moving
I'm gonna
on.
leave before I get appointed to another board. Thank you very much. I appreciate.
Thank you, Max.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Have a
Becky.
good night.
Should I send it to you?
Last folder to go through is correspondence. We have a notice of a ZBA decision. Case number 612, George and Elizabeth Morris, their appeal has been granted. And case 613, Kathleen and Mark Reynolds, their appeal has been denied. Zoning board notice of meeting, July 29th. Stephen and Wendy Whiting have applied for to build a garage within sideline setback. Robert Swain has applied for a variance to build a garage with a second floor apartment within setback and poorly drained soils. And again, Robert Swain for a variance, build an addition on an existing cottage and install a new septic within setbacks for right of way and wetlands on the property. And Car Realty Trust for a variance concerning 4.2. Applicant proposes to relocate steps to a less rocky area and front setback. Activity report, recycling activity report. We've seen those before. Department of Natural Cultural Resources. Let's see. How do we call that? A variance for cleanup of basal area. What's a basal area? BASAL.
It's the wetland area along the shore. They wanna remove debris that has washed in or trees that are down.
Okay. Well, either way, the state of New Hampshire has approved that. That's not something we
Was
approve.
that for the town?
Huh?
Was that for 19 Mile Bay Beach, maybe?
No, it was
Oh.
for lot 3929.
Oh,
Bixby Shore Road.
yeah.
The next one's the same thing.
Yep. This one's Camp YMCA Camp Belknap.
No, it's because of all the.
Because of all the trees. Yeah. Yep. And Chief Thompson has just sent us a notification that about some training that they did, and they got a noise complaint running their new boat. Sorry. Town administrator and selectmen's updates.
So I have several items that are non-public. So I'm requesting that we go into non-public.
Okay, do we want to do all the public stuff first and then do non-public last?
Sure, I can hold off till the end.
Okay. And we'll do any selectmen's updates too, before we go into non-public.
Okay, so I have been busy with the police station and the numbers. I think the transition to the payroll has gone really well. And oh gosh, I'm trying to think what else is on my list. Helping the Conservation Commission with the new hire and setting up people to get direct deposit notifications so we're not printing as much. I don't know if you've noticed in your packet, I'm not providing quite as many reports, and some of the information I was wondering why you received anyway, because it would be under human resources, non-public. For example, if I was to garnish someone's wages for child support, that's something that shouldn't be out and sitting out here for people to see and look at. I think the police station has been the biggest to do right now. I met with Bob and the chief and Jack, and then I went on site several times to meet with the furniture people and the construction manager.
Is the furniture installed?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's
It is.
beautiful.
It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all I have.
Okay. Selectmen's updates. I think I talked about everything I wanted to talk about.
Me too.
I did too.
Okay. Is there any other business? You're just here to See how sausage is made?
That's it. Biggest investment you got.
Okay.
I was kind of hoping he might step up and do the transfer station.
Well, Max jumped right on it.
Oh, I know.
That was great. I mean,
He still had room.
to see him rise up to the occasion was wonderful.
Good. Can we use you as an alternate?
You're rooting him on.
It was great to see you all. Have a great night.
Good night. Thank you. All right. You want a non-public or multiple non-publics?
No, it's all related to,
What are we doing it
it's related to, hiring and disciplining, yeah.
Okay. Then I'll make a motion that we go into non-public under 91A:3 to A, the dismissal, promotion, or compensation of any public employee, or the disciplining of such employee, or the investigation of charges against him or her. Can I have a second?
Sorry.
I second.
Jenna seconds. Those in favor, roll call. Marie, yes?
Nancy, yes.
Lindsay, yes.
Okay, we are in that. All set? All right, we're gonna come out of non-public. I'm gonna make a motion that we come out of non-public. It is 7:38. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion to seal the minutes.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. And motion to adjourn.
So me.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much.
Whew.